Welcome to another edition of Inspired Discussions, where we challenge the way you think, shattering status quos while increasing your self worth. They call me Sibley. Serving people is who I am, is what I do, and I'm with my co-host Remy.
Realizing energy made me, sir.
So, y'all, we talked for an hour plus without, actually officially starting the podcast.
Right,
We
right, right.
we do this often.
Facts. A
and,
lot more
and
now.
and for the last probably 10 minutes, 10, 20 minutes, we game plan how to fix that.
Right.
And it
So,
was it was such a good topic. We gotta make it the podcast episode today because of the things that we talked about and just the importance of it. So what Remy was speaking on, he was talking about his
uh, my stamp of approval, my purpose in a way. Yeah, no, not in a way. My purpose. I was looking at how
yeah,
my
yeah,
purpose.
there you go.
Yeah,
Just get into it. Just get into it. Let's just get into it. It ain't
I was looking at how my purpose in life and getting my stamp of approval of like really realizing like, yeah, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, was not only different from what I perceived my dream life, dream job, everything was supposed to be, to me actually accepting and living in my purpose, knowing that what I considered my dream job, my dream life, etc., didn't hold as much value in until my stamp of approval moment happened. And my stamp of approval moment, well, okay, before I share the stamp of approval moment, so my dream job and my dream life period was just, it's simple to me, so it may like sound far fetched to some, but to me it was simple. It was, all right, my dream job being a computer drafter and designer, bet. I'm gonna get my dream car, Corvette, bet. And I'm gonna live in Hawaii, bet. So me getting my dream job and having the funds for my dream car, preparing to live my dream life, period, didn't fall through the way I planned it to really happen in a way. So with me being sick and having sickle cell, of course, for those who know, there were always moments that really stayed in my life of me providing valuable conversation, valuable insight, valuable engagements with other people that I never really focused on. But yet, me being sick and in the hospital, my moment, my stamp of approval that made me realize it was me having a conversation with somebody else that was my neighbor. And I mean, like, neighbor as in somebody else in the same room with me, somebody else on the other side of the curtain. And just having that conversation with him was hard for me to even accept in the beginning, because of my thought process up to that point was, all right, I'm this way, I'm knowledgeable in several different things, and my execution is also great in several different things. But if I was to engage with anybody else with that same mindset, I always felt like, all right, it's gonna be a waste, period, because you're not gonna really listen to what I'm saying. So me being sick forced me to let that shield down and really engage in a moment. I didn't have no way to really escape or leave. I can't just be like, all right, I'm about to ignore this dude the entire time I'm in the hospital. So I'm in there a week, 2 weeks at the end. You know, it's like I can't really ignore the nigga or whatever. So we ended up having a conversation, and through that conversation and him showing the appreciation of me just even engaging with him, and him saying thank you at the end and then quickly passing away shortly after, was like a heavy hitter, was like a blow to me, because I'm like, wait a minute, all I did was just really have a conversation with a stranger I ain't never really know, I ain't never seen before, and he was thankful for the conversation that we had and then passed away. Something like that, it makes you think, it hits you deep, and then you start realizing, like, oh, wait a minute, something like this has been going on my entire life, but yet, because of the way I was thinking, the way I've been acting, that held me back instead of actually presenting who I am as an individual and living in my purpose. And yeah, that was my moment of my stamp of approval. So I was saying that through my stamp of approval, that's when I realized, okay, what I perceived to be my dream hold no value anymore, because that wasn't really my dream. My dream is accepting and living in my purpose. What I thought was for me wasn't for me. Now the dream car and the way of living through my dream life, the way to get there had shifted completely, and the value that I had applied to it had shifted completely. And that's where we was going with that. Every time I brought up the stamp of approval and the moment that really mattered the most.
And it was amazing because our stories are like, or I guess not necessarily stories, our experiences, because
Yeah.
my benchmark ain't never changed. Cause like I was telling him, I've always wanted, that lavish lifestyle and, had a, high ceiling. But what changed for me was, the certain benchmarks, you know, like the ceiling always have risen over the years, and because it get to where it is now, it's like it's the highest of the highest. So in order to get there, I gotta complete all these other levels. So
Right. Now
it's get to work.
we also had mentioned that what we realized our stamp of approval moments were, and despite them being different, like you said, those were signature things that started a shift in our life for us to at least think and act differently, period. And we've remained that way. And through the different examples that we was providing, it started making me think, okay, I can think of all the moments in my life in the past that were always there, like I said, because I really believe that once, well, you don't even really have to know it like right off rip, but your purpose, for me, this is how I look at it, your purpose is always there. It's always been in your life, period. No matter what, with money, without money, your purpose and living through it has always been there. And we engaged on what started that transition for us realizing it, and also it started making me think, okay, so this is why, I don't want to say petty, but our pet peeves, the things that really irritate us so quickly that we're quick to push away or not even deal with, those are also the moments of like, okay, this isn't helping me at all, I'm gonna just get away from this. So even if I wasn't aware of what my purpose was, I'll still have that same engagement when I was younger and throughout life, period, of like, all right, this don't even make sense to me. I'm not about to engage with it at all. So now knowing that the conversations that I have and opening up and sharing my outlook on life if I'm having a conversation where it seems like that person isn't engaging or caring in any way, or even the actions of, I don't even have to necessarily have the conversation, but the actions of also trigger me to be like, all right, this is just not for me. I'm getting away from it. Every single moment that I felt like that was a way, like my purpose was holding up a wall or being defensive about keeping my purpose as pure as possible. So I wasn't aware of what my purpose was early on in life, but yet those engagements of staying away from this are also still built from what I actually have learned and lived life through my purpose. I'm like that falls right up under the category of what feeds my purpose and what makes me aware of the things that are not
Right.
good for my
That's exactly because I was just letting you finish your statement because that's exactly what I was gonna mention. It's just a matter of being aware. Like that's what evolving in life is all about. Increasing your what's the intro? Increasing that self. No, do I say self? Do I say self
mm-hmm.
worth? Self awareness. I say
Yeah,
self
yeah,
worth.
self-worth. Yeah,
I think it was gonna be self awareness at first. That's what it was, but it's all the same. It's all the same thing. So
right.
it's all about increasing that self awareness and your self worth. Because once I heard a quote this week, because I want to say it right. Once you start to see things different, you start to see things different.
Say it again. Once.
Once you start to see things different, you start to see things different.
Okay. I get what you're saying now. That's one of those.
Yeah, it's one of those ones you
Okay.
got you got to think about it. And I was like,
Right.
whoo.
It's okay. Yeah.
I'm like
It's one of
that.
those. It's a surface level, but yet the other portion is a deeper level at the same time. You're
eh,
acknowledging the change, the shift on the surface level, but yet on the deeper level within you, you are also acknowledging that because of the surface level. I get what you're saying.
exactly. You increasing the self awareness, so now you see things different. Once you
Right.
begin to see things different, you start to see things different. Like that's heavy, and like that's
Right.
just what the evolution of life is about right there. Because you just think from like just our thought process from religion when we was younger to now, it's night and day.
Facts.
It's
Now that's
it's night and day. When you start to see things different, you start to see things different.
no, that is so true. Now, during that little shift, because we didn't realize that we had our natural or our proper introduction, and we had to get that out the way. I was still writing down different thoughts that I had within that, and something else. It kind of just said it, but it's your moments. The moments you avoid are also your purpose way of saying like this doesn't fit. If you get what I'm saying, like there are things that
Oh yeah.
I can live and I can live through and even remember several different things that stand out the most to me, and all those moments where it's like I don't even want to be a part of that, or this doesn't even fit who I am as a person. Those are all the moments where I can also say, once I've realized that stamp of approval, it doesn't fit into who I am and me living through my purpose in any way whatsoever. So excuse me, though I wasn't aware of my stamp of approval in that moment, I was still aware of the things that just don't need to be a part of me in any way, shape, or form. I can still know what's not for me without knowing what is for me, if you get what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No doubt.
Oh,
Because when when I was telling you about, just the moment, of becoming a parent or whatnot, it really gave me that. And then now knowing, you know, how how I work and how I tick would, when I was saying how it gave me that, what's the right word? The
Uh,
the
Insight, perception.
nah, not insight. How it made me comfortable with being selfish about my goals. And
Oh, okay, okay.
that's one of the things, because like when I zone in, and I evaluate everything around me that don't serve me, and I cut it off.
Mm,
You
right,
know,
right, right,
like
right,
I cut it off. So just knowing that now, like that's something that make me tick.
right,
That's just when I'm in my natural. When that's when I'm in my natural. It's when I'm only giving my energy to things that serve me, and like that. Just that's not
right.
even just me. Like that's something like anybody could do. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just only focus on things that serve you, and you're gonna be more in your natural. So.
right, right. Even with, I mean, everybody got something where it's like, I don't want to be a part of that in any way, shape, or form. Like, period. And that's not necessarily looking at, like gossip or drama. No, that's looking at something else on a deeper level. That you feeling like I don't want no parts of this, no matter what it is. If I was to really pay attention to that earlier in my life, I probably would have realized the positive or the other valuable moments that is from. So me knowing that, all right, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't even want to share this, or I don't want to be in this atmosphere. If I would have focused on that, because we all have our natural reaction to something that we don't want to be a part of, or what we perceive to be bad or negative. We all have our natural reaction of just getting away from it. But if I would have just focused on that and be like, wait a minute, why is that I feel this way? Why I don't want to be a part of it? I know my natural thought, my instant thought, I'll say, would have been duh, because it's just not who I am. But if I would have thought about it on a deeper level, I would have looked at it on the flip side, like, oh, wait a minute, I don't want to be a part of this because opposite of that, it doesn't fit here. This, I feel this way about this, and now I probably would have engaged within my own purpose a lot sooner than having a specific moment that's like a stamp of approval. But at the same time, even with me saying that just now, I'm thinking like, wait a minute, do everybody really need a moment of stamp of approval to know like, okay, this is my purpose? Or is it one of those you just gotta
Um,
find it when you find it? Because I would just say that people have a moment where it hits them like, yo, this is me for real. But I don't know.
I think that's like it's purpose driven, and like just it's not necessarily it's purpose. That stamp of approval is purpose driven, and just also just willing just to step into your full natural self, authentic self, I should say, because before the parent ordeal, like I I had a idea what my purpose was, and I was, you know, I want to say, half stepping, walking into it.
Mm,
But what the moment did, it allowed me to be like, okay, this is bigger than me. I'm making decisions now for the betterment of my family and my overall legacy.
got you. Okay.
So now it's like I don't care what you think, you know,
Right, right.
this is what's best for over here, and this is what I'm doing.
Okay, so from that I got okay, so your purpose is always there, period. It is there in your life from beginning to the end. And
Absolutely. Well, just in my experience, I do because, like I say, I always, desire,
right,
to work in business some type of way. It just always changed. It went from a corporate level to me learning how to, create a corporation or, a system of my own. So the benchmarks just changed. It went from 6 figures by the time I'm 35 or something like that to billionaire ultimately benchmark, and like it's a benchmark. I don't know when I'm gonna get there. I
right,
just
right.
know I just know I gotta be in a position to serve, and that's it. So any
Okay,
position I put myself in to serve is to ultimately get to that benchmark, and create that legacy.
right. So with you providing that level of insight is making me self reflect on my question, and I'm like, okay, yeah, my purpose has always been there. It's just the way it shows its face and where I'm at in that moment in life, and the way I decide to engage with it is different. But yet it's gonna it always continue to pop up and show its face in my life. And it's certain things that I may have had to go through, or certain things that shift my thought process to be ready for the next time that it did show its face. I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. And some things are just, you gotta find it the hard way. You don't even realize it so much. And then when something hits you dead in your face, you like, oh, that was there. Okay, I get it. I get it now.
Facts. And that's what I was going to tell you about. Like, when you just give certain advice, like, you got to be situational with it, because some people need
Right,
those moments right there because it just clicked different when you experience stuff. It just
right,
clicked
right,
different. You got a different perspective of stuff. Our beliefs of religion, our change of beliefs, and just the way we review the way we view it changed from experience. you know
right,
I don't believe we could got to where we have now, just overall, just with the way we think, the way we operate, the way we execute, without those experiences over the years. That's why I don't really like to say, oh, I wish when I was younger I used to did this, and that's what I meant to say
right,
when
right,
you had said that. I had that was the first thing that came to my head, because I was like, I don't really like doing that, because it was all a part of the process. Like, to go back to the previous episode, everything happened for a reason, and
right.
so you just those experiences built you into the person that you ultimately are right now. So
Right.
it's
Now,
it was all divine order.
all right, so I don't know how I'm going this one, but all right, so even tied into like a religion, you know how we've always heard, and just based of our upbringing through religion, there's certain things, there's certain statements that always stand out, where it's like you can't run from God. God is always there with you, even in the hard times, blah blah blah. Like those type of
Yeah,
statements, I can look at that and also say, you know what, I'll say this. I can look at that and find very similar, if not exact, ways of life through your purpose. So you hearing that, me hearing that statement, God is always with you, trickles back to how I was saying your purpose is always there, no matter what. God is always with you, even through your hard times. I can also tie that into like, oh snap, even in the times where I'm like, okay, this is something I don't even want to be a part of. That's a purpose. That's your purpose way of saying, all right, this doesn't fit who you are as an individual. You get what I'm saying? Not necessarily replacing like God or anything like that. That's why I was trying to think of a way to say it. I don't want to eliminate, like I'm saying, okay, yeah, God ain't God. It's just a purpose type thing. I'm not even gonna go into that. But you get what I'm trying to say?
I do. And the first thing when you kept saying it, it was like, say it again. God is. Oh yeah, God is
God is
always with
always
you.
with you.
God is always
Yeah.
with you. The first what kept popping into my head was it's within. It's within. Every time you said it,
Yeah.
it's within.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
within. You know, it's within. Like all that infinite, that creator gene, it's within. It's all
Right.
within. It's
Right.
just,
Right.
and it ties back into increasing that self-awareness, you know, to be more in tune.
Right.
Because what
Take that.
cause what I say? Yeah, because like I said, when you in tune, you in tune.
No, you said I forgot how you said it. It was
I thought that's how I
when
said it. When you in tune, you in
things
tune.
change, or when you see
No,
it's wrong or something.
not that. I'm talking about what
Oh,
I
okay.
said. What I said before we record. No, what I said, that quote is hey, what was that quote? I don't know. It's
Dang. You know what? I think we
we got
found well, at least I think I found I don't know how you gonna feel about it. I think I found a way to tie in, because we've made several remarks or statements towards engaging in the religion conversation, and just because of the way that you kind of broke it down, your purpose is within, and the way that religion is taught, or the life of being brought up in, can also be saying like God is within at the same time. So that's a good way to kind of merge the introduction, or a starting point towards a religion conversation. Because every time we brought it up, I'm like, man, I don't know how we gonna be able to even start a religion conversation, because I don't know. The first sentence gonna be sensitive, and it depends on whoever is perceiving it a certain way, but breaking it down that way is a good, you know what I'm saying, like starting statement in that direction. So I like that. I had to write that one down, because I'm like, I don't think we're gonna be able to.
it is. I was gonna ask. I'm like, he must have something good over there. He stopped the whole flow to write it down.
I had to write it down. I had to, bro. And now something else, like I said, that I wrote in the middle of our moment of break or whatever, realizing that we didn't have our initiated start. Our moment, my purpose. I gotta probably stop saying our, because I can't speak for everybody. I can speak for mine. All right. My purpose, like I said, it's always there, but I was never really aware of it until like it happened. That stamp of approval happened. Up to that point, it was like, okay, I'm noticing it, And now I see like this keep happening. Like up to that point, I was aware that it kept happening. I was aware that these engagements, these conversations were a regular thing throughout my life. And then it hit the point to where I was like, okay, wait a minute. Maybe I should be doing this. Maybe I should stop procrastinating. And once I had that thought, then the situation happened, and it was like, oh yeah, I should definitely stop procrastinating and go ahead and engage with this. Period. It's like you never really know who you are until, well, no, not who you are, but mostly your defined self in a way. You never really know your defined self until certain things happen throughout your life. And then you start wondering like, okay, this is supposed to be here. Maybe I should. Once I started getting those moments, questioning what I've already aware of, that's when the big moment hit. And it was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I get it now. All those questions of me being aware of it definitely has an answer now. Yes. Yes, period. That's just dope to me. I just wish I would have
No,
realized it
no
when I was
doubt.
younger.
It just tied back into the what I always say: the experiences, 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 experiences. I say it a lot, but it's just so
Yeah,
it's just so crucial for you to grow as a person. You just gotta
right,
experience certain things, and you know that's how you grow and how you evolve.
right,
And 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 I say just with me is that's how the benchmark has always grew. Like I have certain type of experiences or certain just little moments where it be like, oh, I may I may be settling this a little too short. Let me put this
right.
up here. And you know, so then I ended up with this big ceiling. So boom.
Hmm.
Now it's just all about, you know, always, you know, just staying in tune and, you know, getting
Right.
shit done.
Let, let me ask you this then. Um, with you realizing, everything and your benchmark being set and the shift of how to get there has been understood now, do you still hold the same value at, at that benchmark, the end goal, the way you did before you shifted the way to get there? Or the value of it is different?
um the value of it it's most definitely different. Like the whole, you know, lifestyle and, you know, wanting to, you know, that the money part of it, I understand now.
Mm,
That's the low hanging fruit. You know what I mean? You know, and being in a position to serve and make an impact in people's lives through just, you know, the knowledge that I done gained through certain experiences, and you know the relationships I built over the years, and the type of things I've been exposed to, and just the effort, like I say, go back to the knowledge and the information I've been exposed to. That's that's how I ultimately get there now, you know, and it's not necessarily a quote unquote money thing, even though it is a financial benchmark. But I
right.
understand that that's why I always get you talking inspired discussions. You know, it's a broadcasting studio, you know,
Got you.
multi-million, because I understand that's a part of me getting to the benchmark is, you know, impacting you in that financial way that which you're not built to within your purpose to even think like that, you know. So that's where I serve
Right.
my purpose at, you know, is to set your benchmark there, and then, you know, it's like
Hmm.
it's a
I
It's
got you. That makes
yeah,
sense. That makes sense. That make a lot of sense. Cause now I was thinking about mine to ask that question, and I was like, well, the value of my end goal, it changed, but not to the point where it's like I'm focused on it. It's more so it changed to the fact of that already exists. That's in my life. Like I'm not even worried about it type thing. While before it was like, all right, I gotta get this end goal and I'm gonna work my way to this end goal. But now the shift of me realizing and getting my stamp of approval through my purpose, I'm like, oh man, that end goal, it already exists. I ain't even tripping about it. As long as I continue living through my purpose is gonna feed me to continue to grow and achieve my end goal plus some. So I get that. I get that.
absolutely, because that's you guys set that benchmark where some because it's only unrealistic if you don't understand the the
The way to get
necessary,
there.
not necessarily the way to get there, because I believe the way to get there can is not necessarily a constant. I, as far as details, you know, I guess from the standpoint when you look at it, when I say always put myself in a position to serve people and impact people.
Right.
Yes, but I don't know how necessarily all the time I'm going to serve and impact people necessarily. I'm not going
Right.
to
Right.
necessarily know that. That's in the unknown, so
Right. Right.
the how, like, even if it is a basis, but those things weren't always revealed to their self, so I always feel like it's going to be things that I'm going to always encounter that I'm like, oh, this is another avenue to get me there, so let me position
Okay.
myself here.
Right. No, I get that. I get that 100%. You're not really sure of the way to. How can I say it? Well, you said it, but I'm never really sure of the moments where I'm going to have those valuable, purposeful actions or whatever in my life. But I am definitely more aware of when those moments, situations happen now to
Absolutely.
engage. So yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. Being able to weed out
yeah,
the
yeah,
good
yeah.
opportunities from the opportunities that's not going to serve me.
Right, right. Okay, yeah. I get what you're saying now. I get what you're saying now. That makes sense.
So it's just all about growth and personal development, and that's why I was I had mentioned about the post from because that if it was the baby shower, that was shoot the summer of 2014. Yeah, because Armani about to be
Dang.
6, so that was the summer of 2014. And when I was talking about the personal development and how it was hard for me to sit and listen to a 3-hour audiobook and take notes, and and how now that's shoot, I listen to 2-hour audiobooks as part of my routine now, so I'm
Right.
on a whole nother level, now with that. And then how I mentioned, I would have told the younger me this ceiling and benchmark, he would have looked at me like, how you gonna do that? How you gonna do that? Because he wasn't
Right,
exposed to that I'm exposed to. I'm talking to
right,
myself in the third person.
right. No, no, no. I get you because I'm sitting here thinking like, dang, what would I tell myself in those moments where I wasn't even aware of it, and I know what it was that kept me from engaging with my purpose. I'm the only thing I could think of is I would tell myself, open up more and share your thought process, and no matter who they are, even if you don't know who that person is. I would definitely tell myself that.
And
While at
that
the same
all,
time, I can see
I was
myself
just
like,
about to
what?
say, root back to what you said, that moment that you had, because
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what that moment was.
right, right. Oh
Be
yeah,
be
yeah,
be
definitely.
more vocal, be more vocal. Don't always be in this shell.
Something so simple, but yet, nigga, I was in I don't care mode all the way, and yeah, still like that a little bit in certain things, but yeah, I don't care mode was real then.
That's
Dang,
it, and when you can laugh at like how you used to be, that's growth in itself because I
facts,
know
bro.
I look at certain stuff where I used to be like, damn, I was tripping. I don't
Bro,
know what I was on. Like, what was I on for real?
man, no, that's real. That's real.
That was
That's
all.
definitely funny.
Young Sid was a cap. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
Right, bro. I'm sitting here thinking like, man, the way I would respond then if I told myself that, I'd been like, what? I ain't about to talk to none of these niggas out here, man. You see the way they acting? I would have been just like that, bro. Like, man, I ain't listening to you. That don't make no sense. Wasting my time. But nah, it was needed. It was definitely needed. All the way up to the point where I was forced to do it. I had no escape but to do it. I'm like, yo, that's something right there. I was forced to. But it was needed, so hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, because I most definitely would have told myself, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Remember 4 years ago, you wanted to be the president too. So, um,
Bro, I remember you saying that so much when we was younger, bro. Man, yeah.
I know, man. That's what
I
I
ain't never
said,
looked
dude.
at it crazy though. I ain't never looked at
I,
it crazy. I didn't. The way you said it, I was like, hey, if that's where his mind is at, then that's
I
it. It
did
is what it
though.
is.
I used to be heavy on that. I used to be heavy on that. Remember, we about to do a flashback. Flashback.
Bro.
Remember,
And you would have you had your president, you would have like everything played out. You would share your
I did
campaign,
though.
the people with you who you got in your circle, what they gonna
I
do, what
did
they
though.
gonna build, everything.
Yeah,
I remember that.
but I'm still the same way though. I don't desire that form of leadership anymore. I
Got you.
understand. Like, look, I know because I still got everything built. Well, that's how I built my circle. I
Right,
always
right, right,
envisioned, you know, and always
right, right.
acted on things that moved me. When when it moved me to ask you want to do this podcast, I acted on it,
Uh-huh. True,
and it's
true.
everything, just fall into place.
Yeah.
But no, I was gonna say, remember I used to say I'm gonna be the first real black president.
Yeah, I definitely do. I definitely do. I remember where you was at when you said it too. Yeah. Like position wise, I remember where you was at in the house when you said it. That's what I'm saying. I remember that. Yeah, definitely,
I
definitely.
used to say it a lot, so I don't know what moment you talking about, but I used to be
It was
be
when we
be
was playing football because that was the same day where you said I'll never forget this because I still think about it today. When
I
you
used to say
said
some.
oh I see how you play. You know how to play football, but you don't know how to play football. I
I
was
do
like, wait,
remember
what? Yeah, I was like, you know
that.
what? That is right. That's right. That is right. Because I still to this day, I don't really keep up with the sports like that, but I know how to engage and act on things. So when you
I
said that, it
I
was
most
like, oh
definitely
yeah,
remember
that's
that
real.
day with the going for it on every damn fourth down with Peyton Manning and quarterback sneaking with Peyton Manning. Yeah,
Man, bro.
I most definitely
After you
remember that.
said that, I would think like, man. So this entire time, the plays that I've been picking in the back of his head, he like, why the hell he picked that play? But yet I would make him work some type of way. I'm like, you know what, that makes sense because I don't even know if that play was the right play for your action in any way. So it made sense.
That's funny. Yes, well, that's your. We're gonna call that a little trip down memory lane segment.
You don't know how to play football. But you know how to play football. Nah, that's
But
real.
yeah, man, those certain experiences, man, has just ultimately got that benchmark there, and it's all about evolving at the end of the day and increasing that
Yeah,
self awareness.
true. I think we shared plenty of different moments of value and insight of living through your purpose while even you not being aware of it and just living life and actually knowing that or believing that what you're doing right now in life, thinking about it and realizing whether or not it is your real purpose. Because I still say everybody got something that has been there their whole life, no matter what.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Cause just cause even with certain jobs that I didn't had, they didn't been different type of service. Like my first job was at the food bank, working down at the food bank. That was one of my first jobs. That's a level of service. And then my time my time in fast food, that's a level of service. After that, it was Bob Evans. That's a level of service. And the position I'm in now, that's a level of service. It's just all about finding
Yep.
the right environment to
Right.
that's fully where you adapt into, and it's your natural environment to be in.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I think that's good enough for me. I'm not mad at
Hey,
that at all.
we 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 becoming
We
more
an
of
hour
a
41?
podcast for sure. You said what?
I said we an hour 41? That can't be right. That can't be right.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We becoming more of a podcast, and it's getting less and less structured, which I like.
Yeah.
a- As far as just where our conversation go and just what we talking about. I'm not so, especially with myself, because I'm not so caught up on sticking to the script as much. You know, I gave
Yeah,
a
you
little
already.
side because I had those comments like, because I be remembering little conversations that we done had that I be wanting to bring up all the time, but I never do. But that Obama one, I wanted to mess up
Oh, that's real though.
rattle the
That's
Obama
real.
hive a little bit with that one.
It's real, and it served its purpose. No matter the way it was thought of, either way, it
It
was still
did. It
structured.
did.
Still
It did.
structured.
We I think we a podcast now. We're gonna keep getting better, but
Oh yeah, can't
I
help but to. I don't see no reason to go backward.
I think we a podcast now. But as far as yeah, we talked enough about the self awareness and increasing that self awareness, and just basically putting those those puzzle pieces together, you know, through
Right.
your experiences, you know, to
Right.
fully, you know, walk in purpose.
Yep.
If
Acknowledging
you ain't got
those
if you ain't got
purpose.
nothing else, we we
No.
we okay. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.